Welcome to today's video. Today we're talking about trusting life. I feel like I talk about this in every video in a way, but it's very important to have many videos on this topic for sure, because there's never gonna be enough of talking about trust in connection with pain, with chronic physical pain in the body. If you're experiencing physical pain in the body, it is the body's and your way of resisting the flow of life. Therefore, you're not trusting life to an extent, depending on the frequency and on the intensity of the pain in your body. That defines of how much you don't trust life. You're basically hurting yourself if you're trying to interfere with life. And interfering with life actually means convincing yourself you're not good enough, convincing yourself you not matter, convincing yourself you're not worthy of everything. Because the natural state of life and the life experience is everything. It's abundance, is being satisfied in all your aspects. This is what you came here to experience. And if you're not experiencing this, the all, you are resisting what is here. So you're resisting to receive. You're resisting to it might be even with giving, but it's more common, I would say, with receiving, because we convince ourselves we don't have something, or we can't have something, we can't achieve something. In reality, this is all connected to a feeling, and that feeling then transforms into the 3D, into the reality where it manifests as things. In the first state, it's only in the energetical state. So you need to start working on the energetical level of the trust in life, and then it will manifest into your life, into the 3D reality. So any pain, uncomfortableness is our resistance to life, our resistance to abundance. And why? Why do we resist what is here for us? Because of our previous experiences. We have experienced something that we weren't able to process, some form of, it can be the guidance with a reward and punishment. It can be traumatic experiences. It can be whatever wasn't making us feel right, where we didn't feel safe. And based on these experiences, we still project them into the now moment. Because now, if you're safe, but you're limiting yourself based on what was happening to you in the past, then you are resisting the flow of having what you want in the now. So this is why you're not manifesting what you want in the now. And this is the more resistance you present yourself with, the more pain it's gonna create for you. But allowing yourself and doing the first step in, okay, I'm willing to trust life. Let's see what we got. And then you move and work on the trust, and only then the reality can manifest, because the reality always projects the truth of what you believe. I had another thought, but I'm not sure how to put it into words yet, but let's see if we'll get it. And so trusting life absolutely means not resisting, and no resistance to what is happening in your life situation. This connects to our mind, for example, and overthinking, which then creates any sort of tension, then creates the anxiety about the future, depression, etc., etc. All of these are also connected. And how? our mind, our brain, works better, manifests better if we're not using it, which is crazy, okay? We think we have to think out things, but actually, our body, our brain produces more energy, more electricity, literally, energy, when it's in the meditative state. Therefore, you're more active when you're seemingly not active. Okay? So, and this is what the eras before us weren't safe to acknowledge, maybe, or the majority of us weren't safe to see this perspective. So, we have adopted beliefs that working harder, working smarter will get me what I want. But in this era of how fast everything has gone, we cannot keep up with artificial intelligence that works without any resistance, right? Because we have the emotions, we have the experience, we're complex. We need the spectrum to keep us in the flow, but with the spectrum, we can get ahead with the spectrum of emotions. And after that is only the state of neutrality. Okay, this might be a bit hard to grasp, but see what resonates with you. Then you can replay the video, come back to it later, and you'll see every time you hear some information, it sinks to a different level based on where you are right now. So make sure you're okay with what you're hearing. Doesn't have to be triggering, doesn't have to be. So these are just this is just some information for you to not even think about, just let it sink in. Okay? Allow yourself to receive whatever is in here for you. And so that was a coping mechanism of work hard to in order to gain more. Okay? In this era, we're seeing how it's not working. We can't keep up with how fast the spectrum is, while suppressing something about us. If we're suppressing something about us, we're only creating ourselves pain, then disease, and then uncomfortableness, all of that together. Okay, so we're achieving this era. We're emerging to the era of meaning and purpose and acknowledgement of our emotions and the self-healing abilities and learning how to work with your emotions, how to work with your self, how to cope without the need of any addictions, any needs, because addictions become, even work can become addiction, even food can become addiction, whatever. There's many forms of, or overthinking can become an addiction. Pain, chronic pain is an addiction in its way. It's a form of self-punishment, right? So it's important for us to understand that the higher understanding we have right now, or the one that I'm presenting you with, is opposite, might be even opposite to your reality. This is why it might be triggering for you, because your belief system has been built on work more and then you will get the reward. Work now and then you will get the reward. Then you will have time to rest. Then you will have time to process. Then you will have time to live. We're changing this mindset a lot. We can see this everywhere, as with this belief, new ways of doing things emerge, right? YouTube, for example, social media, all of this connectedness and disconnectedness in a way. And now, if you want to get ahead, you need to become aware of the superpowers that are only within you, because the power of intuition and the power of connectedness to the infinite possibilities is the next step, is way greater than you can think out or work hard right now in this moment. You can go over yourself to an extent, but not forever. You cannot keep ignoring yourself, because at one point your body's gonna speak loud and clear and it's gonna say no. Whether it's your mind, your psychological health, mental health, or however you want to call it, or your physical health, okay? The pushing hard is going against ourselves. We need to get to know ourselves, develop the trust, okay? I am the being, I am aware of all my superpowers, all the connectedness, we're all one, we're all connected, I'm no different to others, but I'm able to use these powers, and at the same time, I am aware of the responsibility I have to take care of my body in order for it to perform better, to take care of my mind in order for it to perform better. And it can perform better if we basically can cleanse it, okay? And we have come to the point, a peak of all the stuff. We have the previous era was more about creating a lot of stuff, and now we're in the era of sorting through that stuff and seeing and deciding what works, what doesn't work anymore, and adopting new ways of doing things. Because however you do, with what energy you do one thing, is what with that energy you do everything. Okay, that resonates into your whole being, into your whole reality. And as I mentioned in one of the last videos, I was telling you about when you're focusing on the no's, when you're focusing on the things you hate doing, it has such a great impact. The little things that we hate doing have such a great impact in our overall life. And we need to learn to stop doing the things that we hate and focus on the being, focus on the things that actually bring us the result, because the doing is not going to bring us the result we're requiring. We want the satisfaction, we want the feeling behind it. We don't necessarily want the money, we want the feeling of being safe, of being taken care of having the choice, the freedom to get whatever we want. So we must go back to the beginning of this and work on the feeling instead of trying to achieve the illusion, the energetical flow, which before we run and chase it will be gone already, because it's constantly flowing. We need to awaken the flow through us, the flow within us, the source. Remind ourselves that we're the source of our abundance, we're the source of our love, we're the source of our body, of our trust, of our safety. So if you can create a safe relationship with yourself, a trustworthy relationship with yourself, then, only then, the reality around you will be trustworthy. You will come across people that you can trust. You will come across situations that you can trust. Same way, you will feel safe in your life. Everything will seem possible for you if you take care of that feeling, nourish that feeling, okay? And how we do this is with less and less resistance to what is in the now. Obviously, we talked about this previously, that if you're in a dangerous situation where you can't heal and there is a lot of triggers, or it's just not safe for you to be there and to heal there, then you need to do the steps, but this is the initial calling. You always know what you need to do first to create the space where you can start healing. And in that space, it will be about, along the way, it will be about less and less resistance to what is in the now, to the life situation. The less resistance you present to the life situation. And resistance is also shaping it and having over expectations of how exactly it should look, because that is resistance to the result being better. If you have an exact idea of how things have to be, how things should go, then you're presenting yourself, your being, with resistance, because you're closing the options of it turning out better. And it usually does. It turns out always better for us. The reality is always generous with us. Looking back, you understand why you had to go through certain things in order to be aware and be grateful for what you have right now. But for what we have right now, we seem to have difficulty to be grateful for, or we cannot express that gratitude because we have the expectation of where we should be already. But from the place of experiencing trust and gratitude for what is now, we then create the better reality, because we acknowledge the trust in what is, therefore we don't present it with resistance. Okay, the less resistance you show, the less pain and the more flow you experience. And again, pain is resistance to what is and not trusting that it's the best for you liberates you. Yeah, I think I got this somehow. Yeah, the non-resistance is liberating, right? Because any form of interfering with our reality, it's a great paradox. Okay, I used to live in this a lot. Like we have this right image. We think how our life is supposed to go, but we think this with the conscious mind. Deep down, we know the truth. We know all the answers. We know how it's gonna go. Actually, we can see the past. We can see the future if we connect with ourselves. It's crazily easy. Okay, but working with your mind is crazily easy. And how to get there, to this level of consciousness and to this level of understanding, is the more you trust life, the more the magic can happen, the more you can see it in real time, the faster it all becomes, the faster you manifest things. Once you understand that you are presenting your life with resistance, you're not trusting the flow, you're not trusting the life that is guiding you to the right place and time, always, at all time, that at all times you're at the right place and time. Okay, and the uncomfortableness and the pain arises from the resistance. And a good way of looking at things is that all you're experiencing right now is happening for you, and we must go through. This is going through that emotion. This is going through that life experiencing. We try really hard to escape it because it's uncomfortable. But once we escape it, once we're running away from it, it's only feeding, it's only getting bigger. But once we start going through it, and basically like giving up the resistance, then it becomes easy. Then we get into the flow. Okay, as long as we try to resist it. And looking back in your life, look at a situation where you've been trying to resist something. I've had one recently, trying to resist it because of your perception of how you think it's meant to go. You think it's meant to go this way, but in the first place, what you want has to go that certain way. Only after you will know that that was what you wanted. Okay? But the resistance to it causes you so much stress, so much pain, so much anxiety, panic, whatever. Like you're afraid you're heading the wrong direction. But that is the resistance in itself. And that is what then causes the pain. And we must learn, what we learn on the self-healing journey is how to trust that that is exactly what is supposed to be happening. Therefore, we don't present it with the resistance, and therefore, more of that without resistance can manifest. You can only manifest the relief, the ease in life through ease, through relief. Okay, through trying to see, wow, okay, I don't know what relief is. I've lived in pain my whole life, and now I'm gonna start trusting relief. I'm gonna try to trust, and I'm gonna start experiencing, wow, what is relief? How can I bring relief into my day to day? How can I bring more ease into the day to day? And it will seem at first like nothing is changing until you get to the point of the fast manifesting, because you are noticing it. Everything is changing. Every single day you're in the flow, but only when you bring the awareness to it and you allow yourself to see how things can come easy to you, or which things you allow to come easy to you, compared to things that you pose a resistance to, and then they come. And you can see the comparison of these two, comparing an end phase of maybe there was something you wanted, but you have posed resistance to it. There was a source that was offering it to you. Here you have it. But you were like, no, it shouldn't be like this. What I want should come from a different source for whatever reason. This is already judgment. This is already resistance. Because we're not trusting that right now and right in this moment, what we need has to come from that source for whatever reason. And we always want the source to be different, for example. Okay, but the source is always there. It's always there, present around you. And so learning how to trust life is the way to create less resistance, more trust, therefore more ease and less pain. Sounds simple. It's a big one. I'm sure I'm going to be talking about it another time as well, because it's so important, and there's never going to be enough ways of saying this, because when I started and when I understood that migraine is not trusting life, it's touching deeper and deeper levels every month, I would say, or every day now. Okay, and in the beginning of my self-healing journey, maybe after a year only, once I started studying migraine, what is it, how is it, how are we creating it, and stuff like that, going deep in it, when I saw the affirmation, being satisfied with yourself and trusting life, there's similar things, then yeah, I knew it was it, but I didn't know how to. And the way how to is just following it day by day, implementing affirmations, implementing whatever works for you. That creates a little bit of more trust on a daily basis, a little bit of more ease on a daily basis, a little bit of more, how can I trust life today a bit more? What can I do in order to present myself with a proof that it's okay for me to trust life? So at first you can even create it for yourself in the first phase. And this is when it snowballs and it starts multiplying, because this way your mind adopts a way of seeing more of that. What we focus on, our energy grows. So this way we grow the trust within, and one day you'll be showing up and you'll be receiving freely, okay? Because you understand what it means not to have resistance to life and what it means to trust life. All right, this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope this resonates. In the section below, you can check the open doors for my individual coaching to go deeper into the pain, deeper into your personal story. Otherwise, there are other videos of the self-healing series, so make sure to check them out. And I'll see you in the next video. So have a great day. Bye.